Hello, Silaholics, and welcome to SILaholics Anonymous. I am Shakia. If this is your first time here and you've never viewed any of my content, I do hope that you enjoyed the contents of this video and will choose to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I release new content. If you are a subscriber, thank you for the support and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do something that I've been asked about, and I was asked about this during Mother's Day time, but I did not have the opportunity to do it. So I'm going to do this one using the word dad and children's names, but this can be done with anything. You can use the word papa, you can use a family name, you can use mom still, you can use grandma, you can use whatever you want to do this. You don't have to make it where it's just, just for dad or just for mom. It can work for any words. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go over to our design screen and start this process. All right. This opened up a lot bigger than I thought it should be. Right, I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to make this 12 by 12 just so that it's not so big. I was working on a banner earlier and it was still set to that size. So let's just make that 12. I normally like to design off of the design page, so I'm going to go on this side. You're going to start by adding some text. So I'm going to click on the A on the left-hand side. That initiates your text. And I'm going to type out. Well, I'm going to use my kid's name, and their names are really long. So I'm going to use Daddy instead of just Dad. All right. And then you would size it up and then choose your font. But right before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just type out my kids' names. So we're going to go MEKHAI-JEREIMAH. Their names are really long. And then let's go a couple spaces and then ZION-IMANI. I'm going to put this on a foam board so that the kids can paint it and be able to give it to their dad. So for me, when I am sizing this, I am going to try and keep it within that design space. So the foam board that I am cutting will be 10 inches wide by 5 inches in height. So we're going to go there, and I'm going to take the word daddy and put it right here in the middle. Now, if you want, you can stretch it if you want to take up more space in whatever it is that you're doing. Or you can choose a font that is already stretched. Although with this one, I mean, using daddy may not be the best option. Actually, if I do dad, I can actually make it a little bit bigger because it's less letters and take up more space. So let's try with dad. Then you're going to come to the A on this side, and this is where you change your fonts. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to change up the fonts. I'm going to first add some color. I just like to add color just to see it. It allows just for me to kind of just get to visualize it, better. So I'm just going to add some color to it. Because I will be cutting this from, not necessarily vinyl, what I'm going to do it with is contact paper, but still like vinyl. You can do this and cut it from vinyl and put it on a glass tile, put it on like a picture frame, like at the bottom, and then put a picture behind it. There's so many ways that you can use this once you have it designed and have it cut out. I'm going to cut it from, like I said, from contact paper, but with cutting it with any material, because you have to go and cut it, you don't want to do something that's super like distressed or anything like that. So I'm going to try and choose a nice, clean, smooth, chunky font. I want to come here because I think I want to do this a little mixed up for their names. I like that one. Let's go ahead and make that. I'm just going to choose a random blue for now and remove the line color. I don't like to see the line colors. All right, now let's find something for dad. A lot of people like to use either Impact, especially when it came to the mom, or you can use like Jersey or the Collegian fonts if you want those like little bars on the bottom and the top. But it doesn't matter what font you use. You can choose any font that is on your computer. All right, Silhouette Studio, let's not act crazy during this. Let's go ahead and get this done because this is a really easy and simple project to do. Okay, one of my favorites is like either closeness or Stambour. I normally kind of navigate to those when I want like thicker fonts. So I'm going to go to that one first. I might end up using closeness. Ooh, Spellbound is one that I use a lot too. So yeah, let's just use Stambour. All right, and then for their name, I'm going to make this a lot smaller. And then I'm going to double click on it to drag this out so that Zani Mani's name is all on one line with Makai Jeremiah's name. I'm going to place it right here in the middle. I can probably go a little bit bigger to reach closer to the edge. I'm just going to do it from this side and then move it. All right, I went a little bit too far over, so let's do this. Let's double click. Let's shorten our selection box. So bring that right close to that. That way when I click on it, you see my box is shorter. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this inward some. This font can be a little thin. You won't have to do this for every font that you use, but this one is a little bit thin. I want to make it just a tad bit thicker. So what I'm going to do is use the offset tool to make that a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go to offset, offset. The size that you use will vary depending on like what's the initial size you're starting with. I'm going to go down to like 0.005 just to start off to see where that kind of puts me at. I can go up a little bit more, so we're going to try 0.0. Let's try 0.01. Maybe I can go 0.05. Oh, too big. So let's go 0.02. I think I want to go with like 0.015. That should be good right there. I am going to lose like the eye. It's not going to be a distinctive eye. I could go in and make some changes like ungroup it, move that those dots up a little bit higher so that they are a distinctive eye. But I'm not so much worried about that for this particular project. So I'm going to go ahead and hit apply for that. I'm going to add a different color just so that I can see the difference. And then I like to use keyboard shortcuts. Learning your keyboard shortcuts are great for things like this because the area between the blue and the orange section is so small. Whenever you're grouping, you have to be right over the part that you want to group. Like you have to be over that selection. Your mouse has to be. But it can be, kind of hard to get it right there in that sweet spot. This is where learning your keyboard shortcuts really come in handy. You can also use the icon. So this is, also group. But I like to use keyboard shortcuts. Control G on a Mac. Control G on a PC. Command G on a Mac. All right, now that's grouped together. I'm going to take my names and move it down. Now, I do need to now create a gap that, so it's like kind of like the knockout part of this design. We're going to click on the name. We're going to go to offset again. Oops, it was already open. So just click on offset again. And then you will decide how much of a gap do you want between the name and where it cuts out of the word dad. I'm going to go with, let's try 0.05 because we did that before. It was kind of, nice little size. That actually works out pretty good. So I'm going to go with 0.05 and I'm going to hit apply. I'm going to color this for the sake of the tutorial. You don't necessarily have to. You can just do the next step, but I want you to see what happened. So I'm going to color this for the sake of the tutorial. So I'm going to make that green. And if I wanted to like really center this, I could, and I can use my alignment tool. I'm okay with where it is. So I'm not going to, really fuss over too much as far as placement. I'm going to hold down shift, click on the word dad or whatever you have there, papa, granddad, grandma, mom, your last name or anything like that. You're going to go over to the modify panel, which is on your right hand side. It's the rectangle with the circle cut out the corner, and you're going to go to subtract. The lighter green part goes away, and now I have that gap in between, and I have just the words, like the rest of it for dad. you can go and you can group this together, or you can make it a compound path. Either one of those options work. So if you just right click and then group, or you can click the group up here, or you can use the keyboard shortcut. I'm going to not necessarily group this one. I'm going to make a duplicate of this. I'm just going to hold down Alt and drag it over. I'm going to keep that one for safekeeping, but I think I want to remove the inner parts here to where I don't have anything going through the letters, and just kind of seeing how that looks. For this part, it has to go through because of how that's made, but I'm going to remove all of these. And then I'm not sure if I want to kind of maybe bring this down. So you can change this up. Just because you do the offset, it doesn't have to necessarily be exactly like that. You can do changes to it and use your edit points to modify certain things. So if I wanted this one to maybe come down some, I could do that. Like if I don't want it to go all the way into the M, I'm actually gonna just delete that point right there, and then go to corner and play. I would probably have to play around with this to get this right where it needs to be, or maybe even add a point to where it kind of goes up like that, so it's not going all the way into the M. And then I could do the same thing for this one. Let's just add a point here and add a point here. So you just hover to add a point, hold down Shift, select those, and delete point, and corner. So you're getting a little bit more with this tutorial. It's probably no longer a quick tutorial, but I wanted to change this up a little bit. Oh, why is it still moving? There we go. Corner. Oh, come on. I'm selecting corner. There we go. So you have options when it comes to how you design it. Once you have it designed, you're just going to go ahead and cut it. Depending on what you're putting it on, you can do it where you will just cut them separate and you will eyeball it to put it in, or you can use the alignment mark method. I won't go over that in this one because I want this one to kind of stay as a quick tutorial, but I will do another video to show you this exact same design and how you can use the alignment marks. So if you want to see that, there should be a link for it at the end of this video, or just go back to the video section and you will find that video. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you have not done so already. Feel free to leave video suggestions as a comment, or if you have any questions about what I showed you today, leave that as a comment as well. You can also email me. The email is in the description box, SilaholicsAnonymous@gmail.com. If you are on Facebook, look me up over there. I have a Facebook page where I go live several times during the week for Q&As. That's Silaholics Anonymous. And join my Facebook page, Silaholics Anonymous Silhouette Help, where you can ask questions outside of the videos, and also post what you make with your silhouette. All right, guys, until next time, have a great one.